Hello, everybody. Hope everyone is doing fine. This is another episode of the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye. And before we get into our non-spoiler review, just don't forget to, ring the bell, throw down a like for us, and don't be afraid to subscribe. So it's completely free, and we do appreciate everything, guys. So thank you. Like I said, hopefully you guys caught our last review of Bullet Train, it was a very fun movie. It's up there as one of my favorite of the year so far, just because it's so much fun. And then this one is definitely up there for sure, which is the new movie in the Predator franchise, Prey, which is just on Hulu streaming, not in theaters to my knowledge, at all. So I don't think they did that.
I think they're very limited screenings, maybe one. I think there's may have been one here in LA, but yeah, I don't think it's they're doing any sort of theatrical release at all.
Which I'm very disappointed in. This is definitely a movie they should have released, but who knows why the studio decided not to. Maybe they were worried about reception of it. Maybe they didn't think it was... I don't know.
From what I was reading, there was some legality issues since this movie is an acquired movie from Fox that Disney got. So yeah, there's some backdoor deals that went on behind there that is preventing this from being a theatrical release, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because this would definitely be a movie I'd see in IMAX no matter what. I mean, I don't think it was filmed with IMAX, but I was still... No. Or Dolby. I would go see it in Dolby for sure. But unfortunately, yeah. So this is essentially the prequel to the entire Predator franchise. So you guys don't necessarily have to see the other Predator movies to see this one. Maybe it's better if you don't see those to watch this, in my opinion. But other than that, if you're just a fan of Predator, you're definitely going to be a fan of this. If you're not, then I don't know what you want, to be honest, but this takes place in the 1700s, mid to late 1700s. I forgot the precise year.
I think it was early.
I think 1725. Yeah, I think 1725. Yeah. It takes place in the Great Plains of America, around a Comanche tribe, specifically Naru, who is a female Comanche, and she is trying to, find her place in the tribe, especially as a hunter. She wants to be recognized for her prowess. And throughout her growth, they encounter a predator, which is known as a watcha, or whatever you say that alien species.
Yeah.
Yacha? Okay. And I personally loved it. Now, the biggest debate is it better than the first one? And that is a very hard one. I won't say it's a hard no like some people are. They're no, the first one's the best one no matter what. It's no, I don't say it's the best one no matter what. It's up there with the first one in my opinion, where this is superior in many ways, that it's actually a solid, well-told film, very much almost like an indie film, where it's a much more of a character study than a straight up just action film. But at the same time, you just can't beat the shock value and the first encounter of the original Predator. How do you feel about that, Bern?
I mean, if we're having a conversation that, this conversation of which one is better between this one or the first one, then it's a good thing, because the last few Predator movies that we've gotten, I don't think anyone was having any sort of debate over which one was better or which one was not, because the last few that we've gotten haven't been that good. I do have a soft spot for that movie, Predators, with Adrian Brody, that came out in the 2010s. I forget what year exactly. But this one is easily up there with the first one. This movie does a lot of things right. The director, Dan Trachtenberg, really did a good job of doing what a lot of the fans of the Predator franchise have been asking for, is to strip everything back down to its bare bones. And that's what we get here. The first movie was a movie about survival against a seemingly impossible to defeat monster. And that's what this movie is too. It's this character journey of Naru, who was played fantastically by Amber Midthunder. This is her first leading role in a movie, and she's been in a few things here and there, but this is definitely her film, and she takes the baton and runs away with it. So to have her journey here mirrored with the Predator, it's awesome stuff. And the stuff that we do get here, and the stuff that Dan Trachtenberg does with the Predator, now that, like you said, we're aware of what it is, there's no more surprise to be had in terms of what this creature is. He gets to have a lot of fun with the creature, and he goes off. I will say that. So this is some of like the coolest stuff we've seen in regards to Predator. So I wouldn't fault anyone for saying that this is their favorite in terms of which one is better, this one or the first one, because they're the same in many ways, but they do very different things, and they each succeed in their own ways. And I think this movie is absolutely a success.
Yeah, I think it would be a matter of preference. Like, do you like the idea of an old school, indigenous Native American with just a tomahawk, bows, and arrows going against a superior alien? Or would you rather have a group of, essentially Delta Force commandos with, heavy machine guns and all the ammo in the world going against a very high tech creature? No, they're both high tech, don't get me wrong, but um, Dan Trachtenberg just knew the assignment with this. I think he's answered. He's given what most Predator fans like myself want: more Predator, solid human characters, and just let him go at it. And I think it was super well done, and it's a very different Predator than what we've seen. Like, yes, it's similar in many ways to the others, especially like in Predators and then the very first Predator, because they do have their differences. But this one is just, it's iconic of itself. I think people are gonna be remembering this one along with the first one more so than the others. And for these reasons, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, just because I got so much enjoyment out of it. I've been wanting a good Native American story told, especially, and I just want a good Predator movie. Predator is one of those franchises that has been dying, and I think this is what it needed to be rejuvenated. So 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, this movie is definitely a franchise reviver, in my opinion. It is unfortunate that it is a streaming only movie, because I feel like if this were in theaters and like playing in front of audiences, this hopefully would have caught more ground in terms of seeing whether it succeeds and gets a sequel, or different spin-offs of it, or different additions to the Predator movies. Hopefully the word of mouth and the positive response that this movie has gotten is a good sign that this franchise is back on track. That is yet to be seen. But Dan Trachtenberg, man, from this is only his second movie, which is crazy. His first directorial debut was 10 Cloverfield Lane, and that was an incredible movie. And to follow that up with this one, I'm very excited to see where he goes next and what sort of stories he decides to tell. Because if he stays in this Predator franchise, I think this is a nice, good home for him. But either way, I'm excited to see what he does, and also the cast too. But like you said, this movie, it's awesome. I highly recommend everybody check it out. Like, if anyone has a Hulu account, I think it's like Disney Plus for our people in different
Overseas.
countries. I think it'll be on there. So definitely like check it out, guys. It's a movie you want to see over this weekend for sure. It is a 4 out of 5 for me. Highly recommend it. One of my favorites of the year, and it's good to have a good Predator movie finally.
Very, very solid, my friend. Yeah. Again, like I said, it's just, this is truly an American film, which I love about it. And yeah, I really hope they keep going with this, especially if Dan Trachtenberg can keep the same energy, maybe going against other kinds of warriors before modern day. I think it'd be awesome. But until next time, guys, like I said, in our last episode, we got a lot more stuff coming out. 3 big shows coming up soon, which are She-Hulk, The Rings of Power, which is like the Lord of the Rings prequel, essentially, and House of Dragon, which is another prequel to another big
Another
series.
prequel.
So, yeah, we got a lot coming at you guys. So stay tuned and stay bodacious and keep on ranting for us.
Absolutely, everybody. Be good, be safe, and then just keep an eye out for anything invisible that's taking like things out. You got to be ready. You got to set your traps. You got to get your mind right if you're going to take on this Predator. So hopefully you guys survive that. And until then, we'll of course, as always, we'll catch you guys on the next one.